Hey YouTube, I'm doing a short update video. Not really a layout update, but I just been adding a couple small things around the layout, really small details. So as far as the locomotives, I added well, let's start over. I'm sorry. Last week I took everything off the layout and I decided to clean it because I was having trouble in some spots, especially the yard ladder, where my locomotives would just freeze or cut or sometimes lag. So I took everything off and then I got some what is stuff called the mineral spirits by Clean Strip. Got some of this stuff, and then I just used a T-shirt around the track, and I was cleaning the track like for like 2 days, and actually I vacuumed it first to get any like small particles off, dust, maybe some weathering powder. I think some weathering powder got on the track too, possibly, because I do heavy some heavy weathering on the trucks with powder. So I think that didn't help. And then I think it also cleaned off if there was like any spray paint left on the rails. And once that dried, I noticed a major difference, and especially in the yard and on some of the curves. So that was the first thing I did. So I kind of got a reset going on. So the yard is not fully packed like it was before. So another thing I'm doing, since I took everything off, I just decided to put stuff on a layout that is actually weathered and keep anything that looks brand new off of it. So that'll give me more incentive to start weathering my stuff before I just put on a layout. So like with these Jeeps right here and my SD40 over there, I actually put a coat of dull coat on it. I put some dull coat on that, and then I was able to get the panel liner. And you could probably see where I did the panel lines in black. So it looks, to me, it looks a lot better. It looks more realistic. What else? I also tried weathering some of these 2-bay hopper cars since they get the rock salt. You know, the rock salt cars are heavily rusted. So I tried it out on some of these over here. You can see, like this one was brand new. It had no weathering on it. This one came weathered by Micro Trains. This one wasn't either. So I used what did I use? Let me show you. Let me show you all the products that I've been testing out stuff with. So here's a lineup of products. That's the dull coat I used. I don't have an airbrush, so I just used a brush and I brushed it on. I try to make it not streaky on some of them, so I tried using like a makeup sponge. That's the black panel liner that I used on the locomotives. This was the rusty one. I used this for like rust. So on the box car over here, on the top, I used it up there. I think I could use a lot more, and I used it in the actual panel lines too. Then this black I was using to mix it with these washes to make it a little bit darker, because to me it was kind of light. Here's an example right here. Like here I mixed it with black, and on the top it wasn't mixed. That was before it was mixed in, and here's kind of light, just to get different shades of the rust. But I'm really gonna make it this darker rust right here, because I noticed the salt cars are like brown like that. So Just been doing that. And then we finally got our first street in right here. This is the street that's in front of the yard. It's like a little curved street. So I want to add those little arrows that tell the people like you need to turn left or right. You probably see them. The reflective arrows. They usually sit in the corner and they're double-sided. So that street leads up to the overpass that I've been talking about. And I finally put together the overpass. And I made a concrete wall. And you can see I weathered it. I weathered it with some powders. I got to do some more weathering right here so it looks more blended in. And of course the street is going to go on top of it. But what was I going to say with that? Oh, this is the other side of it. I painted the parts I'm going to glue onto that over there. I had to do like I had to use primer first on this plastic. Oh, it's right here. I used that's what I got. I got this from Hobby Lobby, I believe. Where did I get the other one from Hobby Lobby? I think I got this one from Hobby Lobby, and then I bought some more off of Amazon. It had it shipped to me because it's so hard to find it. And then when you do find it, there's not that many left, you know. So, but yeah, that's what I used, and that's what that is up there. And then for the street, I just used it's pretty much just paper. I like this paper because if you look close up to it, you probably can't notice it. It kind of has a texture to it, so it almost looks like a road. And that was just some basic paper I got from Hobby Lobby. And then see, here's the other parts of the bridge that I painted. I had to do like 2 or 3 coats after the primer was on it, just so it will stick because it kept bleeding through. And the paint I used for that color was this Country Gray. I just picked that up from Walmart. And to weather the wall like that with the black and brown, I used Monroe's modeling powder. That one, that's the grimy black, and that's the dark earth. Use that. And what else did I do? Oh, I just put this together. That was just standing over there for the longest, but yeah, I finally glued that together. I still got to do the top part, but at least now if I do run trains in there, they will be going underneath it to get loaded. And this whole time I didn't realize my yard office was backwards. The doors were on the back side. And now it's finally the right way. But and then here's another small detail I got over here. I added pilot ditch lights. They're kind of like the magnetic ones CSX actually uses on their locomotives when running long hose forward. I got that from CMR products, and they came in like a primer gray. So I use paint pens to paint them. I use this yellow one here for the outside because I noticed it's like a certain company that actually makes them, and they're in yellow. And then for like the light, I just use a metallic silver paint pen. And then I use crazy glue, and I just glued it to the pilot. They have different ones. They have like the butterfly ones that the Jeeps have for CSX, and the SD40s. They also have the ones that go on the actual deck. They have those also. So if you want some like attachments for your locomotives, that's a good place. CMR products, and they shipped it out pretty fast. It took like 2 or 3 days just to get here. But that's about it for right now, and everything else is a work in progress. So I'm just adding a lot of small details right now, nothing major. And here's all my other rolling stock over here that I took off of the layout. kind of just parked over there for right now. I did pick up one of these, another well car from Jacksonville Terminal. This one right here. No, this one. This is the one that's weathered already. That's the one I first had. So I just added that one to the intermodal shuttle I have. And as far as rolling stock, the only rolling stock I really want next is probably some more two-bay hopper cars. I want to try out the ones from Intermountain and see how those are, because those are the Trinity ones. They're shaped different than these. These are their ACF, American Car Foundry Company. And the Trinity ones, they're like the high-sided covered hopper cars. So I want to see if I can get those and see how I'm going to try one and see how it runs and everything. And if it runs pretty well, then I might get a couple more. And yeah, that's the car I really weathered a lot. But yeah. So that's about it for right now. If I have any more updates, then I'll let you guys know. And then, so yeah, the next thing is probably finishing up the bridge, the street on this side, and then I'm gonna do some more track work after that, so that way I could get some more industries. And oh, here's the other locomotives that I dull coated and panel lined. So here's SD40, and here's the GP38. I did realize that after doing a little bit of research, that road number that it has is actually for a GP40. And I noticed a lot of the GP38s for CSX, their numbers run between 2600 and 2700 from what I see right now. And the GP40s are like 4400 and like 6000 series. So it has a GP40 number, but it's modeled as a GP38. You can tell by the fans on the top, and it also has that smaller fuel tank on it. I actually like both. I like the GP40 and the GP38. The only difference is really the turbocharger in the GP40. So if you hear a Jeep coming towards you, you can tell which one it is by the engine sound. If you hear a turbo, then it's a 40. If you don't hear a turbo, then it's a 38. But I just found that out recently too. So like you can hear the Jeep over here. You can hear the turbo in it, you know, like that jet sound almost. As far as the 38s, they have that naturally aspirated engine. Kind of goes with cars too. If you know about cars, you'll know what I'm talking about. But the 40s, they do make more horsepower because they have the turbo. So that's a drawback. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Hope you like this video. I might do a little bit of switching or something later on when I get time, and I'll put that up. But until then, thanks for watching.